Well, hello students. Welcome to Leadership in a Global Environment. This fully online course is going to give you all types of views about leadership, and now we are going to be looking at different types of leaders, how they became successful. We're going to have a lot of interviews that you can observe and also be able to reflect on as the course progresses. For those of you that have taken Discovering the Leader in You, we discovered what a leader is internally, how they develop into a leader, how one becomes self-sufficient and understands the dynamics of what their limitations and their boundaries are in their lives. And as we all know, you've got to be able to lead yourself before you can lead others. Well, discovering the leader in you was kind of a first step in the process. This particular course is going to focus on, as I said earlier, looking at different leaders and how they discovered the leaders in themselves and projected that to others to be successful in reaching their career goals. The book that we're going to use, I've used it several times in the past, and it's kind of straightforward talk about how we develop as leaders and how we're able to use the tools of what we've developed into going forward and influencing and motivating others. I want to make it clear that this book that we're going to use is going to be one tool that is going to give us a structure for the course. But the interaction in the class, you notice that there are 32 direct questions, or what we call DQs. And basically, the classroom is going to turn into a forum of exchanging ideas and talking about the cultures that you're in and how you develop those cultures into different facets of leadership, whether you're a leader yourself or you're learning to become a leader with a very good mentor behind it. So this will help you understand and develop the tools that you're going to need to go forward. So getting back to the book is divided essentially into 3 sections. Section 1 is referred to as the building blocks of leadership. And that is going to encompass chapters 1 through 5. 1 through 5 will be talking about, number 1, the definition and significance of leadership, and number 2, which chapter 2 is really appropriate to the dynamics of this course, which is global and cultural context. We need to understand how others in different parts of the world do things, how their cultures are brought into an environment where they can learn from us and we can learn from them, in being more global in our thinking when we're leading. Chapter 3 is talking about the foundations of modern leadership. And chapter 4 looks at our individual differences and traits. Chapter 5 is about power. A lot of times we equate leadership to power, but we'll soon realize that power is something that is mostly perceived rather than held as an entity. How we use that power and how others perceive the use of that power is up to us. and up to them that are following your leadership. The second part of the book focuses on chapters 6, 7, and 8. And that is basically talking about, well, 6 and 7 are talking about our current leadership era. When we talk about things in chapter 2 and 3, we're going to be looking at how leadership developed all through the years. What are some of the things that were studied to bring us to modern leadership? But when we get to 6 and 7, we're going to be talking about charismatic, transformational, and, authentic leadership. And we're going to be looking at upper echelon and nonprofit leadership as well. When we get to the third part of the book, that's going to focus on, that's chapters 8, 9, and 10, are going to focus on teams, leading change, and then creating a legacy, developing new leaders. So essentially, these are the things that we are going to be looking at in this particular course. And what I am doing is using every day that you take this course with a reading, listening, and viewing section. And I want you to go through every part of that section for that day. It simulates an asynchronous classroom, and I think that it's really important that you go through all the material before doing the assignments, which for the most part are answering threads and a couple of essays, which are 5 and 6 paragraphs long. Now again, your threads are going to be recreating that classroom environment. So essentially, all of your assignments are going to be in the learning activities section, okay? And that learning activities section will include 4 DQs for the week. So all you have to do is follow all the folders that I put in each week. And it's all broken down. It's very easy to follow, like putting a puzzle together. However, as you know, when you're putting a puzzle together with a lot of pieces, if you mix up the pieces or you don't take the time to find out the right pieces, you'll never put the puzzle together. The course has several moving parts. Interviewing with top leaders, looking at the YouTube videos that I put up for you on leadership, following in the book, reflection periods. All of these things come together to give you the holistic learning experience. So it's important that you follow the protocol. Okay? Honestly, if you don't follow the protocol and you just go to the learning assignments, the learning activities, and do the assignments, you're missing the whole point of the course. You got to go through the exercise, listen to the videos, and simulate a classroom environment. I wish you luck with this course. I think you'll do very well with it. And all the chapters and everything you need to know are in the little packages or folders for each particular day you're in the course. Try not to fall behind. It's not a lot of work, but it is. You have to realize it's an 8-week intensive, fully online. There's no physical classroom. So keeping up with the assignments every day is important. When you fall behind, you start to lose your focus on where the course is going and what needs to be done. So that being the case, I post my cell phone on the syllabus, 617-842-2856. You can text or call me throughout the course, and I will respond to you. What else? I'm asking you to answer a simple blog that I put on the left-hand side, of your announcement sheet, where your page, to the left of that page, there is going to be a link which refers itself to as student blog. The student blog will allow you to go in there, write a little bit about yourself. What do you expect to get out of this course? What type of work you're in? Introduce yourself to the class. Doesn't have to be very long, just a quick introduction. The direct questions, the DQs, they only have to be 2 substantive paragraphs. There's only 4 a week for each DQ. What you want to do is respond once to me and once to a classmate. And you do that in 1 click. In other words, what you upload is your response. If you're the first respondent, then obviously there's no one else to respond to. More or less you're responding to me. And then each successive response of 2 clear, well-written paragraphs are to one of the peers in your group. Okay? So that's basically it right now. And good luck. And each folder, again, has all the materials that you need. Welcome to the course.